All right, can you hear me? Double check it. I have something to show you. All right, can you hear me? All right, that's great. Everything's working. Looks like the new broadband is working. Thank the Lord, because I'll tell you what, it was really bringing me down, and now I feel free again, that I can do anything I want. I might want to speak into the microphone. That would be a good idea, right? Okay, let's get back to the topic at hand. Boom. Okay, turn that off. There. So this is it. The donut, right? I mean, what are we looking at? Was it a strike? Is it a crater? It's a tough call. I mean, if you're a geologist, if you can explain this to me, please do. I went there, but I didn't visit the whole thing, and I'm sorry about that. Let's look at the topographical map, and then I'll show you the videos I took of the place. And I do regret I couldn't just go everywhere I wanted. Let's just get the topographical map started, and then I'll show you the videos. Just sorry, I got a distracting text message. I gotta go do some work. Okay, so where is it? If you don't know, that river right there and this river, there's something right in between. So let's zoom in there. And it's another way to, there we go. So you can see it here. It's swampland. I mean, what do those lines mean? Swampland. And that's pretty much it. I know exactly what's going on now. If you see, this is a good kilometer. I wasn't about to walk or drive over it. I probably could have if I wanted to, but there was a little bit of a glitch, and I'm going to show you that too. Kind of frustrating, but I'll show you what I got. All right, so as you can see, the differences here, the highest points are this light green. It's about 1972. The low, let's zoom out a little bit and get new numbers here. Okay, so yellow is 25, and so you're talking about a difference between 50 feet. But honestly, the high points are here around this edge. So they kind of crusted up. It's like a cake that collapsed in the oven. You know what I'm saying? And separated. So this material here was probably, it covered over, but it was wet. And in a drying process, it pulled away, and same thing around the edge. So I think there was some moisture that got dissipated from heat. I mean, that's what happens to a cake, right? A cake is nice and juicy, but then you get a little vibration like an earthquake, and then it collapses. And the cake looks like this, you know? I used to cook cakes a long time ago, and I had a couple collapse on me, believe it or not. So I ate it still. Why would you not eat it? There it is. So it collapsed. You eat that sucker. Okay, so the green is lower. So this is higher in the middle, right? Slightly. But you'll see in the video that as we drove towards it, you couldn't even see it. So honestly, it's not much higher than the surrounding area. If you look at this, you have no differentiation at all. So when we moved out just now, you really have the same color covers the whole thing. And what is the color? It's 1941. Let's go over there. Let's put it over there and find the color that's closest. What's going on here? There you go. Kind of freaked me out. So as you see, it's really the highest point, 1991, if you're looking over on the right. And if you're going, I mean, it's really light. I don't want to say pink, but it's very close to a pink. 1913 is kind of pinkish, obviously not perfect pink. But it's not 1913, it's 1991. It's higher than 1913. 1913 is elsewhere. So let's zoom back into it and get a little bit more differentiation again. So as you see here, the high points are right there. That's a high point. Now let's turn off the it's because it's distracting me, the actual background. Now we're not getting any information. So it shows a cliff, but I'm telling you, this is not really a big cliff, and I'll show you that so-called cliff. Now, I didn't visit the whole thing. I didn't get to drive around the whole thing, and the reason why was because I was not interested in this as much as where we were going next. But what I can say is that I did get some surprises. So let's find these videos. I just want to look one more time if I can get some differentiation on the heights. Here again, you have yellow is higher than green. And so the yellow, this is the highest point on the whole thing up here. I didn't go up there. I was down here, but there wasn't a big difference. It wasn't a big jump. I was about right here, and it changed from blue to green. So from 1924 to 1934, about 10 feet. But I'll tell you right now, that little cliff wasn't a 10-foot cliff. Let's just double check and make sure there's sound. Okay, good. Perfect. All right. So let's start the videos. And the reason why I'm embarrassed about these videos is because a couple of things were happening, and I did get to drive. It should be recording already. And I did have a partner. Now, I'm really embarrassed about these bumps on my neck. So let's get past that. And I think I look like I think I look pretty crazy and bad and terrible. I guess maybe I should have shaved. But so where we're driving there is we're going towards. Look at it. Is that a chip in the windshield? We're going towards the structure, but if you look out there on the horizon, you don't really see it. Let's watch the video a bit, but you can't even see anything. And that was the thing. From the road, I was like, are we even gonna see anything? Like, is it gonna disappear? Me driving in Mauritania, I got lucky, and we are going to the donut, which is just outside Wadan, about 30 kilometers. And if you take a look here, you can't really see anything going on, but something's going on. You can see. Okay, so again, we're driving in the road. Now let me show you where we are going by Google Earth. How's that for a deal? Why does this always happen? I hate that. I hate this program. Oh, and now I can't move it? This is a dumb... That's so dumb. What am I... So can I find the video again? Can I go back to the video? Like, I only wanted to... I didn't want to stop it. I just wanted to minimize it. And so it goes to that stupid new screen. I hate that. It should be recording already. I can't even fix it. All right. So there we go. That's where we were in the video. And now I'm going to show you where we were driving. You can barely see it, but there's the road right there going down the middle. So getting on that road was kind of tricky because we were taking this road, and what I had to do is, first of all, using GPS because there's no cellular service, so there's no broadband. And going down the road here, I was looking for a place to turn off. There really wasn't. I mean, there were tracks everywhere, but it had to figure out where to go. What's that? That's funny. See, you have a lot of activity going on. Somebody making a pile. I don't know. I don't know what they were doing, but they were working with a tractor moving dirt around. And I just saw it in GPS when I was directly south of it. We just found a place, and I was ready to walk. But and I did. Well, you should see. When we got to the edge, I was under the impression it was going to be a big drop. So I wanted to walk up to the edge. But then when I got to the edge, I realized it was not even a drop at all. A slight drop. And you'll see. And luckily I'm driving, so that's the best part, because I'll tell you what. Here we go. Earth, we're about to find out. So we'll tell you soon. I think we're very close right now. In fact, we'll just leave it running, huh? How's that for a deal? And then after I said that,
Is it recording? It's not
the
recording?
video gets cut off or something. I don't know. So I always play it safe and start again.
So windy, right? It's very windy. But
I shouldn't even have to show you this video. It's pretty long, 7 minutes. But what happens is that I realize it's going to be better to drive, so I go back to the truck.
you can't see it, can you?
Let's go back in here and take a look. This is the thing I call the donut.
Now, right here, as you can see, we're right at the edge, but there's a large gap. We're not going that deep. So I think that we'll see this part right here. That is the donut. And the question is, what is it? What was it? We're about to find out.
Yeah, recording. It's just a little bit farther down this little road here. I decided not to. Because we really don't know what we're looking at. I know it's windy as hell, so I know most of what I say is not going to be heard very well. It's mainly for myself, and I'll probably end up removing the audio. So what I assume is that this is like some kind of a weird crater, because it's just too round, right? We're not going to be here all day. It actually looks like it would be a good place to farm. So if I wanted to, you know, it's funny, this is supposed to be 2 kilometers wide, but it looks like it's a lot wider. Is it 4 kilometers wide? Maybe I didn't measure it correctly. All right, that brings up a good point. I have the luxury of, where is everything? I have the luxury of being able to, yeah, I gotta find it though. Where did I close it down? I guess I closed it down. Let me just grab it again, and we'll go back, and we'll measure it and find out how wide it is, because I thought it was 4 or 2. I as far as I know, this, okay, that's 2 kilometers wide, and I always thought they were the same. That's actually 4 kilometers wide. Let's go in and double check. Okay, it's 2.9 miles. I guess that kilometers is true. It's I should yeah, 4.79. So kilometers is the standard everywhere around the world. So when I use kilometers, I hope that doesn't drive you crazy. I think right here you can see, yeah, about 4. Now, I think the first time I measured this edge, because I thought that was like the crater. But as you'll see, it's not really a big crater. I mean, let's be honest. If you saw the video that I teased you with, and I'll show you the whole video later, this thing is more of a crater. It's clearly a very shallow crater. But this thing, it's not like the crater in Arizona. But this thing, it's a little bit of a crater. Yeah, it goes down. But because of this content here, I don't think it's a strike the same way. It's an interesting thing. I don't know. Maybe it was just superheated and what's the opposite of expanded? Contracted? The edges separated here, so something created that round edge, right? that made it separate from the rest of the earth, and then something in the middle made it separate out. Okay, let's watch the video. I'll fast forward a little bit because I'm doing a lot of boring walking. I think I can do it like that. Actually, I like to hear myself talk, but I could say something not good. Now, one thing I found when I first got to the edge was that it was farming for sure. But look at this. You can see here now the shore of it. It's kind of very similar to that one that was located. The water must have pulled in a lot of mud. You definitely have this wall here, right? Somebody's like creating a wall. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's a lot of work, and it goes on for miles and miles. So I think maybe even slave labor or people who are really determined to create a boundary of property ownership. I mean, they just didn't want people walking in thinking that it wasn't occupied. And you can see a little tent in the background, but when we came, nobody seemed to be there. And it's like this big wall was put up. So somebody was growing something in here that they really wanted to protect. But this is modern day. And in my opinion, you don't really care about modern day when you're trying to figure out what was going on. I mean, there are some situations like people farm here. So I doubt that this was actually, I mean, think about how valuable that farmland is if you look at the rest of the area. Oh, we have people. I mean, who made this wall? I mean, do you think that wall was put there by people, or was it put there by machine? I say that because every single rock is like too heavy for me to lift that I saw. I mean, there were a few that I could lift, but to be honest, it looked to me like they were all too heavy. And if you're going to do that, maybe as a group, you can do it by hand. But if you're doing it like as an individual, then it's probably, I think that what they did was the rocks aren't very far. I mean, there's rocks here on the ground and they're everywhere up to a certain point. But this was the boundary. Let me just say one more thing about that wall. Where is my map? Oh, there's the other one. So I didn't close it. Why didn't I find it? There it is with the topographic. All right, so that wall you can see very clearly. And that's where we're standing right there. Okay, so that wall goes on for, I mean, it looks like it's broken there. And it gets solid again and then breaks up a little bit, but definitely ends here. And so it's not very long comparatively. I mean, it's trying to make a point, cutting there. Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to prove by doing that. But if they really wanted to continue, they should have put it up all along down to the side. Now, what's going on there? I didn't see that. And the rock wall goes over here. It goes on for a little bit, but then it finally kind of gives up. You do see, wow, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. So obviously the rock wall goes behind that property. So the farming area has the rock wall right there. That's a pretty, I didn't even realize it went back there until this moment. So, thank you for your 2 thumbs up. Okay, so there's that part of the wall, and then it's kind of done. And so it doesn't cut over to here. You can see it there, but then they didn't block the road. And then I don't know why they would work so hard to make that wall go there, like they were expecting somebody to come from this direction and invade their farmland. That is a lot of work. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, let's measure that wall and see how much work had to go there. Okay, so we're talking, see, I can't see anything. Where's the wall at? There it is. Okay. I'm not going to be too picky about this. Now there is a gap here, but you can see the wall. Let's try. Okay. Why would they do it this shape? I don't know. And this is, I guess, technically there is a new fence too, and I don't know if you saw the fence. So they stopped. They figured the fence would work instead of the wall. So we've got a mile of this wall so far. Let's get a little lazier. They got a mile. I'm trying to be a little more precise than just make a bunch of lines, but okay, so there you go. Almost 2 miles. It's 1.62, 6667. And I don't see a wall there, but if they finished it, it would be almost 2 miles, 1.89 miles. And where we drove, okay, done. We drove into it, and then we drove this direction, and we turned around about here. And that's where the hiccup happened. What happened was that I gave the camera to the passenger, and he held it the wrong way, and he aimed it towards ourselves. I didn't even notice that until today. I just assumed that because when I got the shot before I handed it to him, I was looking at that in my brain. I had that memory. So what I asked him to do was to point it at the area, and it was a GoPro 10, so it got turned around and it pointed towards us. Let's watch the video. Where is that sucker? Here it is. It's not this video, by the way. It's the next one. So this is like the big old chunk, and okay, so as you can see, there is a fence surrounding this farmland now. So I'm not sure why. I guess animals, they put up this fence for animal protection, or the crop is so valuable, and I don't know what crop that is, but it's so valuable that people would go and steal it as well. So let's see. So, and by the way, I don't like this video viewer. You should be able to click on it and have it start and stop. Wait, can I do it here?
What you would have seen if we didn't get here.
I can use my space bar. That's actually so much better, so I'll just use the space bar.
Probably a little thinner. Signs of life. It's not so windy down here, is it? So it's interesting we have that rock. That's long distance.
We're gonna go get the truck, so I'm gonna fast forward this a little bit and go get the truck. That's the passenger. I told him I was gonna go grab the truck, and then I ran to get it because I was already getting tired. So I ran to get the truck, and I started a new video. There's 2 trucks. We had 2 trucks for the trip. It didn't help because I never got to La Galawia, which was one of the main reasons why I got 2 trucks. I can tell you a lot of things if you want to go to the Richat. Let's go to the next video, though. Where is it? Right here? So I got in the truck. I'm holding the GoPro. I have a little tiny handle on it. Let's just speed it up a little bit. Got him in the car. Now we can see a little higher, right? I just don't understand why somebody would go to all that effort. And I'm just curious, if we drive, can you capture those rocks and maybe roll the window down? So I asked him to point the camera towards the wall. You can see that wall. It's quite a bit of work, and I feel like we have some slavery in there somewhere. I mean, it's just a little bit too much work for human hands to do, in my opinion. And why they did it, I mean, that's the thing. If you can if you have the power to put somebody towards that, okay, I got a bot here. Let me get rid of this bot. Hide user. Remove. That's right. Remove and hidden. That's right. 69 mega. So you see little piles of rocks out there, and I'm told those are certain, sometimes burial sites. But there, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, is that natural? No. I mean, this is the effect of some craters. So those rocks were put there at a later date. Why? That's the thing. Is it slavery? I wonder. Well, this place has a lot of information. Now we're looking basically, if you don't know where we're at, and I want to continue to stay on top of that part. First, we got to find it. That you'll know that we were driving and looking at this, and then kind of starting to head this direction right then. So, I mean, honestly, we could probably find those tracks, right? Those are the tracks that we're seeing right there. So, to continue the video, you can see the tracks on the ground while we're moving. If we back up a little bit, they're very clear. I mean, what happened here with this dark rock, the stuff that doesn't have a track mark on it is highly vitrified, dark, and then this pile, I don't know what they're doing, storing rocks, or is it a burial site? I don't feel like if I were the slave owner, or maybe if I were the owner and there was no slaves, I would bury somebody right here on this flat area. You know, you'd put them up in a more, unless you're in a hurry, or you just really don't care about your environment, to be honest. I mean, it is out in the middle of nowhere, but do you really want to mess up this nice little flat plain if you're a farmer in this area? I mean, obviously, I would take a body up here and make a pile. So I don't really think that was a pile of rocks covering a body. I saw a few along the side of the road in Mauritania because apparently they don't have anything else they can do with it. So if you get in a car accident, the body stays by the road. They can't just leave it sitting there. So they cover it with rocks. So, and then of course nobody uncovers it. They cover it with rocks to protect it from animals and whatever, I guess. I mean, not the big piles, but like smaller piles. I just want to get this side. Okay, so now I'm beginning to show you finally, you know, and this is an irritating thing. What happened later? When you see I'm driving along, I'm getting this side now. So we're driving here, and I'm showing you what this looks like. It's just the same surface area as, I would say, this area right here. It seems to be the same, but very interesting. I thought it was quite intricate looking, and I'll show you the part where when I handed off the camera that we lost it. Here, where's the vid? I see. I need to move this over. Let me move this over here so I can avoid. So yeah, there we are. We're looking at. Well, we barely can see it. Let's keep going. But I'm talking about something. Maybe I can turn that down since we can't even hear it. I don't really like to hear me gabbing on. I'm surprised I still have 5 viewers with 5 thumbs ups. Okay, yeah, look at that little tiny tree right there, and that seems to be growing inside a playa lake, where I don't know. Look at that whiteness. Very strange. Oh, I think those are small flowers, actually, or small plants. So there must have been some type of water glitch there. And you can barely see right back there, the horizon. You can barely see. It just gets a little higher. Not a lot. Not a lot higher in the middle. So it's not really a crater. It's slightly a crater. We feel like we're in this valley. Yeah, I think we're out of there. Forgot what I was talking about here. Why I'm stopped. Oh, I'm looking at the GPS to see exactly where we are. It always takes a long time to catch up, right? So you can see exactly where we are right now. The GPS was kind of frustrating, but that's still pretty good, right? At least it shows you where we were. And that's the only way I can navigate. I couldn't use it; wouldn't focus. The GPS was very low bandwidth, and you couldn't get high resolution map images. It would stay out of focus. You could back out, and then you'd be fine. But if you tried to zoom in, it wouldn't clear up. So you had to stay backed out. So the GPS wasn't really precise, but it was coming from my Android phone. And as far as I know, it had nothing to do with broadband or the phone. Cool. Another thumbs up. I'm happy about that. So I just wanted to get a nice close-up shot of that dirt in the middle. But, and according to the topographical map, what's happening in the center is the same thing that's happening in that farm area. And I assume somebody's farming something there as well. But if you zoom in, I don't think you're going to see a rock wall going around the center. It does get higher and higher just before it falls down into the middle. I'd like to hang out there sometime. I think it was pretty cool. But 4 kilometers wide, right? I mean, I'm not going to hike across it. Okay, so here we're getting to it, right? And we're seeing how interesting that middle part is. It's like a different ecosphere in there. It's like completely different, right? Actually, this is much better than I got later on. I got a couple shots. The one where I'm turning around is the closest as far as I know. And I think that's right about here. But it's pretty much just like outside, a lot of rocks. Could I drive in there? No, this is where I asked the guy to continue filming, and it's turned around. So you'll get and he was getting phone service. Of course, I couldn't get phone service, but he didn't have it then. That was impossible. So I handed it to him, and yeah, unfortunately, the camera was the wrong way. So there you go. Yeah, that's it. Let me see if we can get anything else out of this video. So at least we have evidence that, oh, maybe he turned it around finally. Okay, yeah. There you go. Okay, so we're kind of moved away from the center, and I am pretty much finished. I don't have anybody chatting. I got a lot of thumbs up, so thank you for that. I don't have any chatting except for the bot. The bot was giving me. I deleted that. I'm tired of those guys. At first, I'm thinking that can only help me, right? But nah. And when I say it could help me, I mean it would cause the algorithm to click when people are chatting and stuff. So if you have any questions, where's the video? It disappeared? The video just went off and disappeared by, oh, there it is. All right, there, why? Oh, it's just, I guess I covered it up. So we're pretty much just driving out of there. We just wanted to get a look in there to see what's going on. There's that tree again with are those rocks or those plants? I think those are white plants, the kind that we saw at the top there. So yeah, what this place is and why it's there is a big... which valley? Hi, Matt Dillon. Which valley? Maybe we should have a chat off live stream and talk about it. But my Facebook is, of course, right there. And if you add me, you can messenger me about it or email me. And I'm happy to talk. Yeah, definitely. I think, is it the Coachella Valley? Because I already told people I'm in the Coachella Valley. So that means near Palm Springs, actually. All right. So this video is still going. And that was pretty much it. I mean, what's in the next video after that? I think it's not related. Let's double check. It's coming now. Oh, here we are one last time. By the way, that video was almost over. Here we are one last time in... yeah, sounds great. Talk to me about it. I think my phone number, check me on Reddit. My phone number is right there. You can give me a call. I probably don't want to say it, but it's not really a secret. I put my phone number on Reddit, and not a single troll has ever called me, which I'm surprised. And I keep thinking I have to take it off of there, but I'm not very active on Reddit now. I was too integrated with the trolls. All right, there you go. So we're leaving the the donut, and you can see behind me in the mirror the difference in this. I mean, really, outside of that, you really just have the Adrar Plateau, hard stone. Well, okay, if you don't want to reinstall Facebook, just give me an email, and I can just say it's Gmail, so davidstighansen@gmail.com. And then I'll give you my phone number. We can chat, or you can text me on my phone number. You know, being outside of the country for 25 years really changes your American how should I say it? Just like stuff you can do here, it's just different. And so I had to use Facebook for so much stuff. Now I'm not just addicted to it. I have to use it. I can't delete Facebook. I mean, if they were to delete my account, it would probably save my life, but it would be a hassle business-wise. I've got too much stuff connected to it. I've got a lot of pages. I've got other stuff going on with Facebook. All right, so that's it. Thank you, Matt Dillon, for your comments. And yeah, let's get together. Let's have a chat. I definitely will do the whole... yeah, I don't blame you for deleting Facebook. I wish I could. And I probably will start... I might delete Messenger from my phone, you know, and just look at it on my computer. I like using the desktop. If I have to do it... I hate using my phone for stuff. So there you go. Went there. A couple things I want to say about this area. This river is quite interesting. I mean, that is almost too perfect of a zigzag, right? But what really gets me, if you've seen my other videos, is when you have a line going perpendicularly off the side of the river, and it seems like that's what's happening here a little bit. A little bit. But over here, you also have something going on. You have this big, long, huge. I mean, honestly, if we had kept going, we would have found ourselves... I think that this is a perfect way to get to the other side. I mean, it's so close. It's so close. I mean, if you can go down here, is there a road? Let's see if there's a road. I mean, getting to the other side of the Adrar was a hassle. I'm not seeing any good roads or ways down here, but that you don't want to get stuck. You don't want to have to go off the cliff. That's a good 1,000 feet. But let me just say one more thing. Whatever that was, if you follow it over here, you'll eventually get to this other... it seems to be connected. Not exactly. See, like that cuts over here and then connects. And it connects to... I've talked about this before, almost a perfect carved canal. Like, okay, so obviously some sand flew over it because... like during the flooding, this area got either covered, because you wouldn't have such a well carved out canal just start out of the middle of nowhere and get so big. I mean, that's small. There's nothing there. So what happened here? This big perfect canal comes out of nowhere and goes on for, how was it, 4 kilometers? And then disappears again? And then finally leaves. That's a little too weird for me. So I'm just wondering if that's something. And then another thing is this line. It doesn't really have a lot of stuff, but it's just, it shows, like I said, when you see this river and these perpendicular lines, one of them could be this line going over to this other canal. So you've got like this connection happening. I don't know. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just curious why we're seeing these perfect... I mean, that's not perfectly straight, but it's almost like the parallel canals. Let's measure them and compare this distance. This thing is in feet... 167 feet wide. You know, you say to yourself, I can show you water created crevices. I just drove past a bunch. They're very natural and they don't look so straight and perfect. So 167 foot wide. Let's get in more closer and take a couple more measurements. That's the thinnest part. 150 feet wide. So about 150 feet wide. And now if we go over to the canals that I visited, which is here. This canal, let's measure it again. And I walked through here. That was, in my opinion, was definitely unnaturally created. And if you look, you can see that this is only 60 feet wide or 50 feet wide. That's in hard stone. I mean, that was carved. So for water to do that was so straight for, it's like 10 kilometers. It goes under the sand and then comes back out. And it does seem to have a little bend here, a little nook or crook. And I always wondered if this is like a boat, like this is something, but so the water created, I mean, I'm always going back and forth between mainstream theory to controversial whacktard theory. So, I mean, I'm not really calling myself a whacktard. I'm just joking. But for that to be so straight, you know, I've always thought that was natural. Look how thick it gets later on. Was it full of water? Maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe I'm wrong. So going back over there, you can see that the stuff that's surrounding, I mean, that is pretty straight. That's a pretty straight line for being, how many miles is it? We always have to go. They should just show everything all at once instead of having to change. I mean, yeah, you can show more than one. Miles. 10 miles. A 10-mile straight line. Now, when you say, well, where's the line? It's like implied by the way the sand is flowing. You can see something's going on. Well, there's a road. Let's follow that road. Maybe that'll take us down to the other side. So driving, oh, that's nice. It's nice and dark. It even looks like they developed it, because when you see it so dark and so contrasted from it's like they added some sand. They used okay, so where are we here? Oh, we're way over here, aren't we? So, oh, is that the road? Wait, is that the road? That's not the road. That's another road, but it's so dark. It's just surprising. Let's make sure. Oh, that is the road. Okay, so I'm being lame. Anyways, okay, guys. Don't know if there's anything else to see or talk about here, but that's the donut, and I think that there's got to be a better explanation. What is it? Nobody talks about it. But if we talk about the number of craters that we can find around here, I believe that's one. And there's another one right over here. And it creates a straight line right over here to the Tenamore crater, which is right over here. You can even find it quickly. Okay, and then if we make that straight line, here, let's do it. Let's make a straight line, because I didn't show you that crater. Let's find this crater. It's kind of, first of all, we got to be north. There we go. And then I got to zoom in a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's right over here. There it is. Is that, nope, that's not it. Wait a minute. Zoom back out. Maybe it's, I came up with a way to find it, and then I've already forgotten. I believe it's right over here. Is that it? That's not it, but that looks like a crater too. What's that? Yeah, this crater's kind of in the mountains, so I'm going to have to find it again later. Oh, look, they came back to bug me because they have no life and want to harass me. All right. Well, I got to go do some work in a second. I'm going to find that crater in a second, though, and I'm going to show it to you. If you don't know... Oh, wait. Is it over here? See, what I'm going by... Okay, turn that off. What I'm going by is the artifacts that I recognize. These artifacts are always helping me find that crater, but I think I'm way off. All right, so let's see if we can find the crater another way. I can easily find the Tenamore crater. That's always no problem. But now I'm getting mad. I don't understand why I can't find it. It's like right here. Zoom in. There's an artifact that starts right about here. This has got to be it right here. We just go down this artifact. We're still in the sand dunes. Yeah, I'm not finding it. I'm kind of lost today. It's not in the sand dunes. It's not there. So, what's that? Is it over here? Oh, look, there's a road. The road looks well. Oh, look, that's actually paved. Wow. That's actually paved. Interesting. Yeah, it's a very unique area over here. But let me just make that line I promised. I'm going to just kind of go start in randomly from about here. Maybe it's there. And then here. And then go to the Tenamore, which is here. Where? There. All right, let's put a dot right on the Tenamore. Now let's follow that. See how straight that is? And follow that right up here. And you're going to find that other crater. And what I'm trying to point out is that it's like a pearl of strings. Wait, is that it? If you don't know what a pearl of strings impact event is, it's when a comet breaks apart after it goes around the sun. And the big example, of course, is Jupiter and what happened there. So I'm going to just leave that, and I'm going to kind of back away. Because I used to know where it was. Is it in here? Google Earth. What a joke. I just can't find it. So I'm going to give up, and I'm going to turn on some music and get out of here. I gotta go do some of that work I mentioned. So let's do exactly that. This is a nice one right here. No, not that. I like one of these. Kind of sad because I didn't find the crater. I already demonstrated it in previous videos. It's a straight line, man. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. All right, I'll find it next time. Have a good one, folks. What? No sound? Why? Why? Why is it always no sound?